Sir, I don't care what you say. This area is for first-class passengers only.
I am a first-class passenger. I'm also a lifetime platinum member.
Black billionaires are removed from VIP for white passenger. Staff fired immediately. Sir, I need to verify your boarding pass. I already scanned in at the entrance. The system has been having issues. Can you show me your membership card as well? Here's my platinum card. I'm going to need to verify this at the front desk. Can you come with me? I'm in the middle of working. Is there a specific problem? Sir, I need you to cooperate or I'll have to call my supervisor. What you just witnessed was the beginning of a confrontation that would cost multiple people their jobs and spark a national conversation about racial profiling in premium travel spaces. A longtime airline elite member questioned in a lounge he'd been using for over a decade. But what the staff member didn't know was that this passenger had the resources to make sure this incident didn't just disappear. If you think everyone deserves to be treated with basic respect regardless of how they look, go ahead and subscribe. Marcus Thompson is 47 years old. He's the founder and CEO of Thompson Technologies, a cybersecurity consulting firm based in San Francisco. His company works with mid-size corporations and government contracts, employing about 300 people. Marcus grew up in Oakland, went to San Jose State, and started his company in 2002 with 2 college friends. The first 5 years nearly bankrupted them twice, but 22 years later, Thompson Technologies is stable and profitable. Marcus owns a comfortable home in No Valley, drives a Tesla, takes 2 real vacations a year. He's not flashy about his success. What he does do is travel constantly, roughly 150 days per year for client meetings, conferences, and consulting jobs. He's been a Platinum Elite member with Trans-Global Airlines for 12 years, which gives him lounge access worldwide. Those benefits matter when you're constantly in airports. Marcus dresses for comfort when he travels. Dark jeans, a navy quarter-zip sweater, running shoes. His laptop bag has his company logo. His carry-on has seen better days. It's a Tuesday afternoon in early October. Marcus just finished a 3-day consulting job in Seattle and now has a 4-hour layover at Los Angeles International Airport before his evening flight home to San Francisco. He's exhausted from 12-hour workdays and just wants a quiet space to catch up on email. He enters the Trans-Global VIP lounge at Terminal B around 2:30. Scans his platinum card. Beep. Green light. He walks to his usual spot in the back corner where the Wi-Fi is strongest, sets down his bags, pulls out his laptop, and starts working through 47 unread emails. For 20 minutes, everything is normal. Then a woman appears beside his chair. White, mid-30s, Trans-Global Supervisor badge. Her name tag says Jessica. Sir, I need to verify your boarding pass. Marcus looks up, confused. I'm sorry. Your boarding pass. I need to see it, please. Sure, is something wrong? Just a routine check. This lounge is for first-class and Platinum Elite members only. Marcus feels the first twinge of irritation. I already scanned in at the entrance. The system has been having issues lately. Some people have been getting through who shouldn't. Can you show me your membership card as well? Marcus pulls out his platinum card and his phone showing his first-class boarding pass to San Francisco. Jessica looks at both, taking her time. When did you receive this membership level? About 12 years ago. And you maintain it how? Marcus feels his jaw tighten. By flying a lot. That's how elite status works. I'm going to need to verify this at the front desk. Can you come with me? I'm in the middle of working. What specifically is the problem? Sir, I need you to cooperate or I'll have to call my supervisor. You are the supervisor, Marcus points out, gesturing to her badge. Jessica's expression hardens. I need you to come to the front desk so I can verify your credentials properly. Marcus stays seated. You have my card. You have my boarding pass. I scanned in and the system accepted me. What else do you need? A white woman in her 50s, sitting nearby in business attire, looks over. Is everything all right? Jessica turns to her. Just verifying credentials, ma'am. Nothing to worry about. The woman looks at Marcus, then back at Jessica, watching. Jessica pulls out a radio. Mark, can you come to the back seating area, please? Another staff member arrives, older white man, maybe 50. What's going on, Jess? I need to verify this gentleman's lounge access. He's refusing to come to the front desk. I'm not refusing, Marcus says calmly. I'm asking what the specific issue is. Mark looks at Marcus's card. Did you check the system? I was about to. Maybe do that first before we escalate this. Jessica pulls out a tablet and scans Marcus's card. The system loads. Her eyebrows furrow as she reads. He's verified, she says quietly. Then we're good here, Mark says. Sorry for the inconvenience, sir. Jessica doesn't apologize. She just walks away with Mark, and Marcus can hear them talking in low voices. Marcus tries to go back to work, but his hands are shaking. This has happened before, being followed in stores, having his credit card examined carefully at restaurants, being pulled over in nice neighborhoods. The constant hum of being seen as out of place. 10 minutes later, his business partner David calls. Marcus tells him what happened. That's not standard procedure, David says. I know. Did they do that to anyone else? Not that I saw. Marcus tries to focus on work for another 30 minutes, but Jessica walks past twice more, each time looking at him like she's still not convinced he belongs there. If you think this story is uncomfortable, you should subscribe because it gets worse. Here's my question. Have you ever been questioned in a space you had every right to be? Share your experience in the comments. Marcus decides to get food from the buffet. As he's reaching for crackers, Jessica appears again. Sir, I need to speak with you. About what? I've received a complaint from another passenger. A complaint about what? They felt uncomfortable with your presence in the lounge. Marcus stares at her. My presence? Yes. And given that there were some irregularities with your check-in. There were no irregularities. You scanned my card and the system verified I'm a platinum member. The system showed some flags. What flags? I'm not at liberty to discuss that. The older woman from earlier approaches. Excuse me, but I'm the one who complained. I don't feel comfortable. You've been watching people. Taking pictures with your phone. I've been working on my laptop. I haven't taken any pictures. I saw you holding your phone up. I was reading emails. I don't believe that. And I don't feel safe. Jessica turns to Marcus. Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to leave the lounge. Based on what? A false accusation? Based on another passenger feeling uncomfortable. Her comfort is not my problem. I have paid status. I have a first-class boarding pass. I've done nothing wrong. Marcus pulls out his phone and starts recording. Go ahead. Call security. Because I'm not leaving. Jessica's face flushes. You can't record in here. Actually, I can. And I'm documenting what's happening. The older woman steps back. He's threatening us. I'm standing here holding my phone. Jessica speaks into her radio. Security to Trans Global VIP Lounge. We have an uncooperative passenger. Other passengers are watching now. Some are filming on their phones too. One younger black woman makes eye contact with Marcus and shakes her head, a gesture that says I see what's happening. Security arrives 5 minutes later. 2 officers, a Latina woman in her 40s and a white man in his late 20s. The female officer speaks first. What's going on? Jessica jumps in. This man has been asked to leave and he's refusing. Another passenger complained about his behavior. That's not accurate, Marcus interrupts calmly. I've been working on my laptop. This supervisor demanded I verify my lounge access even though I'd scanned in. When the system confirmed I'm a platinum member, she claimed there were flags, which is false. Now this passenger is saying I was taking pictures, which I wasn't. The male officer looks at Jessica. Did the system verify his membership? Yes, but... So he has legitimate access. There were irregularities. What irregularities specifically? Jessica pulls up her tablet and scans Marcus's card again. Both officers look at the screen. I don't see any flags, the female officer says. His status shows current and active. The older passenger speaks up. He was taking pictures. I saw him. The female officer looks at Marcus. Sir, were you taking photographs? Marcus unlocks his phone and shows recent photos. The last one is from 3 days ago in Seattle. There are no recent photos, the officer confirms. The older woman's face reddens. Well, he was acting suspicious. He doesn't look like he belongs here. There it is. Said out loud. The male officer's expression changes. Ma'am, this gentleman has verified platinum status. He has every right to be here. The female officer turns to Marcus. Sir, I apologize for this situation. You're welcome to stay. She looks at Jessica. We need to speak with you and your supervisor. Now. Marcus watches as they walk toward the office. The older woman returns to her seat, angry. About 15 minutes later, a man in a suit emerges. Robert Hastings, Regional Operations Manager. He approaches Marcus. Mr. Thompson? Could we speak privately? In a conference room, Robert apologizes. There were no flags on your account. No legitimate reason to question your access. Jessica has been suspended pending investigation. The passenger who complained has been asked to leave. So what now? What else would you like us to do? I want to know this won't happen to the next person who looks like me. Robert looks uncomfortable. We take these situations very seriously. Do you? I've been platinum for 12 years. I've spent probably $100,000 on flights. And today I was treated like a criminal. I can provide documentation of what happened and information about our training. Marcus pulls out a business card. Send it here. Robert reads the card. His expression shifts. You're Marcus Thompson. Thompson Technologies. We use your security consulting services. I know. We've had that contract for 4 years. Robert's face goes pale. I had no idea. The problem is you should care about how your staff treat people whether or not you recognize them. What happened shouldn't matter more because my company does business with yours. Marcus stands. Send me the documentation. And actually train your staff. Hit subscribe to know what Marcus does next and how this ripples outward. Question. Does it make a difference that Marcus owned a company that did business with the airline? Should that matter? Tell me in the comments. That evening at home, Marcus tells his partner James everything. James is furious. That's racial profiling. You're going to report this, right? They suspended the supervisor. That's not enough. Over the next few days, Marcus receives the documentation from Robert, incident reports, policy violations, training program information. He forwards it to his lawyer, Carol. You could file a formal complaint. Sue for discrimination, Carol says. I don't want money. I want it to not happen. Then what do you want? That's the question Marcus can't answer. On Friday, David mentions the incident to his wife Lisa, a Bay Area journalist. She thinks you should go public. No. I don't want to become the face of this. But you have a platform. I don't want a platform for this. The following Monday, Marcus gets a call from Jennifer Washington, a lawyer with the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. I was given your contact by someone who witnessed the incident. We've had 3 other similar complaints about TransGlobal in the past year. Your incident, combined with the others, might give us evidence to push for real policy changes. What would that accomplish? Mandatory bias training, independent auditing, transparency, real consequences. Marcus spends an hour on the phone providing details and documentation. Would you be willing to be identified publicly? Jennifer asks. I'd prefer not to. We can file anonymously, but TransGlobal might figure out it's you. I understand. Days later, Jennifer calls back. We're moving forward with a formal complaint to the Department of Transportation. 2 days after that, Robert emails Marcus. Jessica Reynolds has been terminated for violation of company policies. We've implemented new training. I'd like to schedule a call to discuss preventing this from happening again. Jennifer joins the call. On it are Robert, TransGlobal's legal counsel, and their diversity team. Robert outlines their actions, terminated Jessica, banned the passenger who made false accusations, implemented new training, created a discrimination hotline. How do I know this will prevent it from happening to someone else? Marcus asks. The diversity person gives corporate language about culture of inclusivity. I've heard that before, Marcus interrupts. It usually doesn't mean much. Jennifer lays out what they need: quarterly reporting on discrimination complaints, independent auditing, compensation for affected passengers, public apology. The call ends with TransGlobal saying they'll consider it. Do you think they'll actually do it? Marcus asks Jennifer. If we push hard enough. But it'll take months. Marcus closes his eyes. Months of his life on this. But he thinks about the young woman who'd recorded the incident and reached out to the NAACP. About the pattern. Okay, he tells Jennifer. Let's do it. The formal complaint is filed 3 weeks later. TransGlobal has 30 days to respond. During those 30 days, Marcus tries to focus on normal life. But then, on a Thursday morning, everything changes. His assistant Keisha interrupts a meeting. You need to see this. She shows him Twitter. The young woman posted the video. Black business owner harassed in airport VIP lounge despite verified elite status. Hashtag flying while black, hashtag TransGlobal. 4 hours old. 40,000 views. Marcus calls Jennifer. Can we get it taken down? We can try. But honestly, taking it down might make it worse. By end of day, 200,000 views. News outlets picking it up. By Friday, his company mentioned, his LinkedIn found his name public. David visits his office. I'm sorry this got bigger than you wanted. Marcus's phone won't stop ringing. Friends, family, reporters. His lawyer Carol calls. We need to talk about media strategy. I don't want one. The story is out there with or without your input. By Monday, over 1 million views. CNN runs a segment. Marcus Thompson is no longer just dealing with a personal incident. He's become a symbol. TransGlobal releases a carefully worded statement about taking allegations seriously and terminating the employee. But the internet floods TransGlobal's accounts with comments. Black professionals share their own stories of being profiled, dozens of experiences of being questioned in spaces they'd earned. Tuesday, David Chin, TransGlobal's CEO, calls Marcus directly. What happened was unacceptable. I want to make this right. What can we do? They talk for 45 minutes. David seems genuine, admits their training has been inadequate. By the end, David agrees to most of what Jennifer requested: public reporting, independent review, mandatory training, formal apology, compensation. I'll have legal reach out. But Marcus, this isn't just PR management. I have a 15-year-old black son. Watching that video, I thought about him. We have to do better. Marcus believes David is sincere. But sincerity isn't the same as lasting change. Subscribe now because the final part shows what happens when the spotlight fades. Question: do you think financial settlements lead to change, or just let companies buy their way out? Comment below. Over the next 2 weeks, things settle. The video stops trending. Life returns to something resembling normal. Jennifer calls with news. TransGlobal sent a settlement agreement. Everything we asked for, plus substantial financial compensation. But they want an NDA. Absolutely not. I told them you'd say that. They'll negotiate. Maybe you can't discuss the amount but can speak about what happened. I need to be able to talk about it. Otherwise they just pay me to be quiet and nothing changes. The final agreement takes a month. Marcus can speak about the incident but not the settlement amount. TransGlobal commits in writing to policy changes, public quarterly reports, independently audited training. When the wire transfer hits his account, Marcus stares at the number. It's substantial. Enough to retire. But it doesn't feel good. It feels like payment for humiliation. He tells James the amount. That's fine. Are you okay? I feel like I sold something I shouldn't have been able to put a price on. They're paying for what they did to you. I know. But it feels strange. Marcus decides to set up a fund for people who experience discrimination in travel but don't have resources to fight back. And to stay involved with the NAACP's work, ensuring TransGlobal follows through. Over months, he establishes the fund with Jennifer. Checks TransGlobal's quarterly reports. Speaks at a conference about implicit bias, though reliving the incident repeatedly is exhausting. What surprises Marcus most is how many people reach out. Emails from strangers. LinkedIn messages. People at events. Everyone has experienced some version of what he went through. Marcus realizes this is the real weight, not the single incident, but how it connected him to a pattern so much larger than himself. The video continues spreading. News coverage. Think pieces. Civil rights organizations use it as a teaching tool. But Marcus knows the truth most people watching don't want to face. Tomorrow, this will happen to someone else. Someone who isn't a CEO. Someone who doesn't have resources. Someone who will be removed and no one will know. 6 months after the settlement, Marcus is back at LAX. Different lounge. He can't return to the original one. He scans his card. The staff member at the welcome desk recognizes him immediately. "Good afternoon, Mr. Thompson. Welcome. Can I get you anything?" "I'm fine, thank you. Please let us know if you need anything at all." Her tone is careful. Hyperware. She's not just being polite, she's being extra careful not to give him reason to complain. Marcus finds a seat, sets down his bag, pulls out his laptop, and immediately feels tension in his shoulders. He's aware of every staff member, every glance from passengers. He can't tell if people recognize him from the video or if he's just hyper-aware now. This is what the incident left him, not just anger, but permanent vigilance. An inability to move through these spaces without calculating how he's perceived. After 20 minutes, an older white man sits nearby, glances at Marcus, then speaks. "Excuse me, aren't you Marcus Thompson?" Marcus's guard goes up. "Yes. I saw the video. You handled it well. Kept your cool. That took restraint." "Thank you. I'm an executive at a financial services company. After your situation, we reviewed our own policies. Made changes. So, thank you." The man returns to his paper. Marcus sits there processing. Is this what he's become? A cautionary tale? He thinks about his fund. In 6 months, it's helped 12 people pursue complaints. That's real. But it doesn't change that those 12 people had to experience discrimination first. Later, after his flight to Seattle and checking into his hotel, he realizes he's been tense the entire time, waiting for something to go wrong, for someone to question his reservation. James calls. "How was the flight?" "Fine. Uneventful." "That's good." "Is it though?" That uneventful feels like a win. "Are you okay?" "I'm tired, James. Tired of thinking about this. Tired of being careful how I dress so I don't give anyone an excuse. Tired of being the guy this happened to." "I know. I had resources. A lawyer. A settlement most people won't see. But it didn't fix anything. It just compensated me for something that shouldn't have happened. Maybe that's all justice is sometimes. Acknowledging harm and trying to make it right." Marcus watches TransGlobal's quarterly reports over months. Reported incidents actually went up. Jennifer says it means people feel safer reporting. But Marcus wonders how many still go unreported. He reads about similar situations at other airlines, hotels, stores. The pattern continues everywhere. Alicia, the woman who posted the video, emails an apology for posting without permission. "I couldn't stop thinking about how many people this happens to who don't have your resources. I thought if people saw what happened to you, maybe they'd understand this is about race, not credentials. I'm sorry if I made your life harder. But I'm not sorry people saw it." Marcus writes back, "You don't owe me an apology. You saw something wrong and documented it. That took courage." A year later, Marcus speaks on a panel about bias in customer service. The audience asks thoughtful questions. Everyone agrees change is necessary. During Q&A, a young black woman raises her hand. "Mr. Thompson, I appreciate everything you've done. But do you really think this will stop what happened to you from happening to me? I work in tech. I travel. I get questioned all the time. And I don't have your resources. So what am I supposed to do?" Marcus looks at her and sees himself 12 years ago. "Honestly, I don't know if the policy changes will be enough. I hope so. But you're right, the burden shouldn't be on you to fix this. It should be on institutions to examine their practices, on individuals to examine their assumptions. But that's exhausting. Always having to speak up. I know. Believe me, I know. After the panel, she approaches him. Do you regret it? Was it worth it? Marcus thinks about the months of negotiations. The viral video. The settlement with a price tag on dignity. The fund that helps but can't prevent. The changes happening but not enough. I don't regret it. But I don't know if it was worth it the way you mean. I wanted to prevent this from happening to others. But it's still happening. Maybe less at Transglobal. But somewhere else, someone who looks like you or me is being questioned right now. And all the policies and settlements haven't stopped that. So what do? We keep pushing. Keep speaking up. Keep supporting each other. And hope that eventually enough people will commit to changing the systems that create these problems. It's not satisfying, but it's honest. That night, Marcus thinks about the past year. The energy spent. How it's defined his professional identity in ways he never wanted. He thinks about Jessica, the fired supervisor. What happened to her? Whether she learned anything or just resents him. He thinks about all the people who've shared their stories. The weight of carrying not just his own experience, but theirs too. And he thinks about the lounge. That space he'd used dozens of times. That space where, for 15 minutes, he was made to feel like a criminal. He still travels. Still flies Transglobal sometimes. Still goes to VIP lounges, though he's never fully relaxed in them. He's always aware. Always prepared. That's the real cost. Not the legal calls or exhaustion of telling his story or even the settlement money. The real cost is the loss of ease. The permanent vigilance. Marcus looks out at the Seattle skyline. Tomorrow he has meetings. Next week Chicago. Next month probably LAX again. His life continues. His company grows. But underneath, there's this truth he carries. He built a successful company. Earned platinum status. Conducted himself with dignity. Pursued accountability. Secured policy changes. Established a fund. And despite all that, he still walks into airports wondering if today someone will decide he doesn't belong. Because the problem was never about his credentials. Never about whether he could prove he belonged. The problem was that he had to prove it at all. If this resonated, subscribe and share it. These conversations matter. Final question. What's one action you can take this week to challenge bias when you see it? Not someday. This week. Tell me in the comments. I want real commitments, not just good intentions.